Hello, mighty companions, brothers and sisters. Today in the Course in Miracles, we have reached Lesson 39. My holiness is my salvation. It's following the stream of lessons that we've been doing the past few days about seeing peace instead of this. My holiness envelopes everything I see. My holiness blesses the world. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. Lesson 39. My holiness is my salvation. I do like to do a little smudging. Get some sage going before I read. So if you are a smudger, let's get some sage going. I've had a couple of native brothers and sisters say that you shouldn't blow the sage. But I do. I like it. So I'll blow. I don't like being told what to do. Do it my way. Always have. Always will. And that's what we're all here to do, is to do it your way. When people are saying to you, don't do that, don't do this, it's not going to be good for you, it's going to go bad, don't go to Oregon, man you're going with's crazy. You're not going to listen. You're going to do what you want, because the only way to learn is through your own mistakes. The only way to learn is sometimes to face fear full on in the face and not be afraid and come out stronger. So I'm a big believer in doing things your way. We're not good at listening to other people. We've got to listen to ourselves. So lesson 39. My holiness is my salvation. If guilt is hell, what is its opposite? Like the text for which this workbook is written, the ideas which are used for these exercises are very simple, very clear, and totally unambiguous. We are not concerned with intellectual feats nor logical playthings. We are dealing only in the very obvious, which has been overlooked in the clouds of complexity in which you think you think. If guilt is hell, what is its opposite? This is not difficult, surely. The hesitation which you may feel in answering is not due to the ambiguity of the question. But do you believe that guilt is hell? Do you believe that guilt is hell? If you did, you would see at once how direct and simple the text is, and you would not need a workbook at all. No one needs practice to gain what is already his. We have already said that your holiness is the salvation of the world. What about your own salvation? You cannot give what you do not have. You cannot give what you do not have. A saviour must be saved. How else can he teach salvation? A saviour must be saved. How else can he teach salvation? Today's exercises will apply to you alone, recognizing that your salvation is crucial to the salvation of the world. As you apply the exercises to your own world, the whole world stands to benefit. Your holiness is the answer to every question that was ever asked, is being asked now, or will be asked in the future. Your holiness means the end of guilt and thus the end of hell. Your holiness is the salvation of the world and your own. How could you, to whom your holiness belongs, be excluded from it? God does not know unholiness. Can it be he does not know his Son? Can it be he does not know his sons and daughters? A full 5 minutes are urged for the 4 longer practice periods for today, and longer and more frequent practice sessions are encouraged. If you want to exceed the minimum requirements, more rather than longer sessions are recommended, although both are encouraged. Begin the practice periods as usual by repeating today's idea to yourself. My holiness is my salvation. Then, with eyes closed, search out your unloving thoughts in whatever form they appear. Uneasiness, depression, anger, fear, worry, attack, insecurity, and so on. Whatever form they take, they are unloving and therefore fearful, and so it is from them that you need to be saved. So he's making reference here to the fearful mind. In this lesson, in this practice period, we are to search out our unloving thoughts in whatever form they appear. And he's telling us that that is what we need to be saved from. We need to be saved from our sick thoughts, from our sick mind, from our guilty mind, from our depressed mind, from our fearful, worried, insecure, attacking mind. And when you really do take a look at your thoughts, brothers and sisters, they're there. They're there. And we are judging and we're attacking just from the mind, even without using the rest of our body. Specific situations, events, or personalities you associate with unloving thoughts of any kind are suitable subjects for today's exercises. Specific situations, events, or personalities, people, you associate with unloving thoughts of any kind are suitable subjects for today's exercises. It is imperative for your own salvation that you see them differently. And it is your blessing on them that will save you and give you vision. Slowly, without conscious selection and without undue emphasis on anyone in particular, search your mind for every thought that stands between you and your salvation. Apply the idea for today to each of them in this way. My unloving thoughts about blank are keeping me in hell. My holiness is my salvation. My unloving thoughts about the pending war on Mother Earth is keeping me in hell. My holiness is my salvation. My unloving thoughts about the people, the brothers and sisters on Facebook that I don't even know, they're just Facebook faces. My unloving thoughts about those people that are attacking me are keeping me in hell. My holiness is my salvation. My unloving thoughts about the FDA and the pharmaceutical industry and the way that they are killing millions of people, those thoughts are keeping me in hell. My holiness is my salvation. My unloving thoughts about the past are keeping me in hell. My holiness is my salvation. Get the idea? And once you do close your eyes and you look at all those unloving thoughts, you can make a list, a really long list of your unloving thoughts. And you'll find that a lot of those unloving thoughts aren't even about other people, about places, events. There are direct attacks on yourself, on you. You may find these sessions easier if you intersperse the applications with several short periods during which you merely repeat today's idea to yourself slowly a few times. You may also find it helpful to include a few short intervals in which you just relax and do not seem to be thinking of anything. Sustained concentration is very difficult at first. It will become much easier as your mind becomes more disciplined and less distractible. Joshua knows our minds very well. He knows that our mind is undisciplined and easily distracted. That's the ego's job. The ego's job is to make sure that we are undisciplined in the mind and that we are distracted by everything. Our phones being the big one right now that we seem to be distracted by. You can't go into any restaurant or anywhere without just watching our fellow brothers and sisters just on their phone all night. There's no interaction with other people. They're just distracted by their phone. Okay. Meanwhile, you should feel free to introduce variety into your application periods in whatever form appeals to you. Do not, however, change the idea itself in varying the method of applying it. However you elect to use it, the idea must be stated so that its meaning remains that your holiness is your salvation. Find each practice period by repeating the idea in its original form once more and adding, if guilt is hell, what is its opposite? 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 In the shorter applications, which should be made some 3 or 4 times an hour and more if possible, you may ask yourself this question. Repeat today's idea or preferably both. If temptations arise, a particularly helpful form of the idea is, my holiness is my salvation from this. My holiness is my salvation from this. So what I'm going to do after reading this lesson is do the practice period that's recommended. And I'm going to make a list in my book of all my unloving thoughts about blank are keeping me in hell. My holiness is my salvation. Your holiness is your salvation. We just need to remember, keep remembering that you are holy. And it's the only thing that's going to save your ass. See you on the next one.